Cause like every time I don't know why OBS just takes it back to default instead of fucking going to my actual mic.
Well, at least the intro won't be shit.
Yeah.
Facts. It won't have all that extra talking. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go off and come back. Yeah.
Alright. Yo. Yeah, what up, guys? It's Draco back again with another video. It's the live stream that I'm doing with Jonkins the Pimp and Twale the Dreadhead. I'm gonna be
Yo.
talking about chapter 562, which is the last chapter we left off 7 months ago, and then we're gonna talk about the conclusion of the Ryuyu battlefield, and then gonna go on to the Shukai Plains battlefield, and then the final act that's gonna I'm gonna touch on the final act that's approaching between the fight between Osen and Ruboku, which is coming down in the next upcoming chapters. At least I believe so. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Before we
yo,
do all that, invite Malozo and Rackham.
yeah, Rakim said he can't join, but he'll watch the stream. And Maloza, I'll send him a link right
This
now.
motherfucker.
Alright.
Yeah, invite Malozo.
Lozo. Wow.
Cause this
Big
nigga
up
was
WOU.
I was about to say y'all have grown if y'all got big shots
nah.
to the channel.
We streamed with him before, bro. Come
What are
on.
you talking about? This is Draco Nation you're talking to, bro.
Yeah, this is
The
the
fuck
nation
outta
talking
here.
about, like,
Hey, yeah, all right, my bad.
Alright.
I'm just saying. I ain't never streamed with the nigga. But then again, I've been going for like a year and a half now, so.
Yo, Hype
yeah.
Beast Morgan,
Basically, where we left
BDV.
off at, basically, Heki was outpacing Baggio and Figo King, quote unquote.
Oh my
They got
god.
wrecked, and it was right before it happened. Fear trolling Twale.
Cause that's just so like the fact that you guys even acknowledge that shit, like it didn't acknowledge Boonin saying what an idiot. Like, oh my god,
did
he's
acknowledge
so
that.
great.
He still got
But
the
y'all
feet.
still was like he's beating Baggio, like he's better. He's leading. He's the only one doing anything. I'm like, no, come on.
Bro, it was still impressive. It was still impressive. I won't back off on that.
I don't know if it's as impressive as what we thought, considering
It definitely wasn't as impressive as what we thought, but it was still impressive.
because the man's fell for a trap. Like,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying. Like we consider Mobile. I mean, like you know what I'm saying, great. But when he fell for the trap in Bio, that was stupid as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like my
Nah,
nigga,
it wasn't. It was not.
it was stupid, bro. You know it's like you,
Bro.
bro. You
How is that
going through
stupid, bro?
because you're going through a tight ass tunnel. Like you know you about to get wrecked. You lost half your men. You disobeyed. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we. He didn't think of any countermeasures.
Yo, can you hear me?
Calculated that his strength would be enough to get to Hoken regardless, and he would have been right if it wasn't for the body double.
Yo, okay, that's another thing. What was that? Like what did he do? Like how did they just make a whole nother Hoken?
I don't know, but my point was like his plan would have worked if that didn't happen, and you can't. I don't think you can blame him that much for not like realizing the fake Hoken, because real Koku was pretty smart too, and he didn't realize it.
You know, I get that. I don't blame him for not realizing fake Hoken. I blame him for like
His whole plan rides on that, dude. So you can't just like say, "Oh, that's not his fault," but it was still stupid. Like what?
it was stupid, bro. He like when Roku, I mean, not was it Roku Omi? No, it wasn't Roku Omi. It was Ryu Koku. When they stopped him and was like, "Yo, this is too dangerous." You know what I'm saying? We've already passed the mountain. They were supposed to look for another. They wasn't supposed to just go head first into the trap. They were supposed to find another.
Dude. All right, listen. I'm not saying like it's the smartest plan to do or like it was even the right option. From Mobu's perspective, without hindsight,
bro, let's get back on topic.
Yeah. You think your strength can get you through, and you can get Hoken in a 1v1. Like whether or not he'd win that 1v1 while tired, like that's another matter. He was probably overconfident there. Like he thought he could do both at the same time, but 1v1 and like his whole plan was riding on that, and the only thing that stopped it was the body double. So
the plastic surgery
happened, like his plan would have succeeded.
Yeah, I guess
like,
so.
Real Koku, like he didn't know how strong Mobu was really, because
yeah,
he was
I
like
guess
Mobu's strength, like it's still like way stronger than my hindsight or like whatever he said.
My expectations.
He was like, no, he was like, it's way stronger than that guy's traps and my eyesight or something.
Yeah.
Stronger.
Okay. Let's get back on topic.
Anyways, shit's looking fine, to be honest. Like the stream quality's good. BDV, my guy, let me know that he can hear us now. I fixed my shit. So yeah, the last thing that happened before like when we left off, it was Heki doing, like we were talking about how Heki's doing well, and then how Boonin did that trap where he kills his own men. What do you think? What do you guys think about that battlefield between Boonin and Heki? Like, how do you think? Let's retouch back on it. How do you think Heki did, and how do you think? What do you think of the Mira tribe and shit?
I almost don't want to talk on this because me and Twale literally like talked about this for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, let's briefly touch on that. Your opinion on it.
Yeah. The conclusion that we came to was that, well, the conclusion that I came to that was Heki was like impressive for his weight class. Twale doesn't think he was impressive, but we both think he's around like Dome and AV level. I think he's a little bit better than those guys. Like so honestly, considering his opponents.
Okay. Me personally, I agree with you. Like he is impressive, but then the thing that disappointed me was actually like in hindsight, Kitari, like her getting like overpowered by my bad, gender benders. Him getting
that's what I was gonna say to Twale, but we never got to it.
Yeah.
Heki, he might have fucked up, but at least he was good bait. But fucking Qatari, like he fucking suicide mission that shit, bro. Like, he's like, I need to do everything like all by myself.
Yeah, like he didn't fucking communicate with anyone or anything, or like no coordination. This man,
he's like, I need to kill Boonin right here, right now. Like
this man,
I'm saying, because given the situation, he was bombarding them with arrows. His men were keeping them within arrow range, so yeah, he had to kill Boonin right now. But
no, even with Qatari dying, they were still able to like fucking retreat and like minimize their losses. I think with him there, they could have done something if they like.
The Mara trial was fucking a disappointment after that point.
Dude,
that shit hurt my soul when my nigga, they bitched up more than Gakurai's men. Like,
look at this shit, right? This man Qatari got in his head that he's this like third strongest as a sword when he comes to Yatama's trash ass army, but He dives into a fucking Boonin's HQ like there isn't elite so everywhere, and then the sad thing is like after he stabbed the guy in the after he stabbed the guy in the fucking stomach, he can't like shove him away from him. Like he wrapped him in a fucking bear hug and he couldn't do shit about it, and then he got completely embarrassed and got his head cut off, dude. That was such a like.
That's not like I think you're
avoided, I'll say that much.
I'm about to say, I think you're way overhyping. Like the man went in there, 2 of his people bodied everybody that they just fucking held on to him like bitches. Like I don't like I think you're overplaying the fucking dirty tactics way too much.
Dog.
To sit here and say, oh, he was a disappointment. I'm not saying Qatari was a disappointment.
Dying like that is
I'm saying the tribe after he died, when they just gave up and was like, oh, we lost our son. They were bitches, not him.
Lost our son.
I mean, like, that was kind of surprising to me. Seeing how we see,
That's what I'm disappointed in, not what he did, my nigga. He died to fucking dirty tactics. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at how that shit all ended, Boonin was the bitchest nigga of them all. Because he was the only person from the quanrong that fucking ran. Ever. You know what I'm saying? So like this nigga legit ran away from his little sister. No one else in the quanrong ran because they was afraid of their family dying. But the Dread Commander fucking ran away like a little bitch. Like,
I mean, he was
and
like
Qatari died to that guy, so
yeah. And the way he died is like you said that is unexpected and shit, but then this man dove in recklessly, knowing that these dudes sacrifice their own men for advantages, and then he gets clapped. Like I was like so anticlimactic. Like he just comes in, oh, he's the strongest. Oh, Qatari will make his move.
Think about Eiko surviving Gyoen and Bananji.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Gyoen in the 4th tiers, and then Qatari just dies to some fire.
Okay, but think about it like this, my nigga. If Bananji bear hugged fucking Gyoen, and if Bananji bear hugged Akko and Gyoen stabbed Akko and both of them from behind, that the same shit would have happened, my nigga.
There's no way Akko's getting hugged. There's no way. There's no way he's getting hugged. He's never letting that happen, dude.
You're wildin'. Okay, whatever.
Alright, yeah.
Like, come on.
Like,
Like
Yeah.
y'all really try y'all hardest to make Yotawa's men seem like they're the
Dude,
absolute
dog, like
trash. Like
don't no, they're
Bro.
good, but then Kitari was a disappointment in my opinion.
They're alright. They're
Yeah,
alright. I'll leave
the
it
thing
at
is,
that.
okay, let's go to the next topic. Like what happened right after. We seen Figo King like they completely off screen his battlefield. It just showed that this man is like a what do you call it? A mobile light in a sense where like they throw taxes and shit at him and he just fucking beats it with his brute force. And then he got to
I think
Torque.
he's more Dukio.
I feel. I
That
mean,
he lost so many men that he was just like charged just like Dukio. Like we didn't he didn't
I think
have
that's pretty impressive too, considering the
I don't
numbers.
think he had any type of strategy whatsoever. He just charged like Dukio. Like
the thing is, right?
I fucks with the Figo King, man.
Yeah. So like the Figo King goes up to Torque, and then like even though like these guys are like knowing now that their father like the three brothers, not all of them. I like the last guy, but now I would have liked to see what Torque did to like cut his numbers in half, or they do to Torque's
Yeah, I wanted to see
tactics.
Torque's tactics so
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
really know like how impressive Figo King was.
same.
But even without that, like just with the numbers, what was it like 10K versus 20K?
Yeah, or like yeah, something like that. At
Like
least
still 5,000 left.
yeah. He lost double
Pretty
their
impressive.
numbers and shit, and he still was able to get to him. And
I
that
don't know how he
panel,
got to their HQ while only killing 2,500 of them though.
I don't know, dude. What were the other five like the fucking quanrong, dude? Disappointments. Anyways, he got to his HQ right, and then he does that nice line where he says weak after he like I respect Torque for like actually going in for the fight, unlike what you said about Boone
You
a
know,
second ago. I mean, he would have died either way. At least try to die like
I
with
mean,
your own
just fucking
dignity.
leave before you get there. What the hell?
I mean,
I mean,
it seems like it's impossible because
Before
like
Gempo.
that's obvious. That's obvious thing to do, but I guess it seemed like it wasn't the case. But we'll never know because it got off screen.
It's the obvious thing to do. You just kind of didn't do it. You know, I think the thing is like they could. It's like the Gillen thing, right? Where he can like pin you down, and like I guess Torque was too overconfident and he didn't want to run away. He thought
Yeah,
escape. If
I mean, he knew that if he ran away, like turn on him, like they would think he was a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember they run through fear. So it's like if you show these like the foot soldiers like even an ounce of your weakness, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be bad for you in the long run. Like,
I mean, I don't think it matters because their leadership isn't like bound on respect. It's bound on fear. Like regardless, like they're not really fighting because they respect Torque.
right, but that's what I'm saying. Like
They want to protect their family.
if Torque,
nah,
what
it
I'm saying,
depends. We don't really know their relationship. They might have just respected Torque, but
what I'm saying, they
They
might have
do
like
respect him. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, regardless, they're gonna fight hard because they want to
yeah,
protect their family.
they can't even give up give an ounce, you know.
if Torque ran right, like just let's say if Torque ran right, and they still managed to like beat the Figo King. Afterwards, I think they killed Torque. Like, yeah, he died in the battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, they
But
cover
they're
it
not
up.
gonna beat the Figo King without Torque.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, if they happen to beat the Figo King, they would kill Torque afterwards. Like, yo, I'm not following this bitch made nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you see how Boone Ensman looked at him like when he was dipping? Like, they were so hurt.
At the same time, though, like even though he's running, I think Rosa would rather him run and like keep himself safe and then come in later. than
Yeah,
just
we've seen with what was the last brother's name? I forgot it. Goba. He did a tactical retreat. Like if what's his name did that, it wouldn't be bad. What's
Yeah, but Goba did a tactical retreat, you know what I'm saying, before he got to the like if Goba ran from Yotanwa, that would have been different. Like it was also a part of Sun Suiju's plan to like lure them out and to get them. So I'm not sure if him tactically retreating wasn't you know what I'm saying, it wasn't a necessary thing.
Yeah. So the next battlefield we're gonna talk about is the one we just mentioned, Goba's battlefield. The thing that I found impressive was Goba was able to like hold off Baggio, Taijifu, Shunmen for like the majority of the time that others were fighting, while not using the majority of his troops. It could be either A that his troops are super strong, or he's adapting tactics to like stall them, or he just had a
yeah, I
shit
did
ton of
say he's the
men.
smartest as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, or he just had a shit ton of men. So like he had a bunch to spare. But I think
I
it's
it's
like
think it's a
all
little
three.
bit of both. I'm gonna say
yeah.
I think it's all of them. Like he
He
had
didn't he
more
didn't
men.
use his main force
had-
though. Yeah. So
I'm saying though, because they had an army of 20K plus, like Yotanwa had 50,000 to start off with. So how far could she had really broken that down? You know what I'm saying? Like
That's another thing I don't know because
Hecky
they don't
had
give us updates and shit about that. It's kind of crazy. Hello, are you guys saying anything? Because I can't hear you guys. Give me a second.
Yotanwa had what for like so that's 45,000 like and that's like assuming she didn't lose anybody by the time they started doing this. You know what I'm saying? So like they maybe had 10K apiece. Like Yotanwa had 10K because she came later. You know what I'm saying? Baggio had like 15 maybe. The Figo King maybe had 15. I'm not sure, but like they didn't have that many men. And then it was like when they first came out to battle, it was like, yeah, Torque and them all had 20K plus because like we see 20K now and they're still coming out. And then fucking the Figo King and then oh man, that was just way too many dudes. Like
Yeah, I like that Battlefield especially because like I wish we seen some of that shit, dude. Like so we could scale him, like how he stole them in a sense, and how he was able
Can you
to not get.
imagine how long the arc would be though?
Yeah, I know, but just like a small glimpse. But I get. I'm not saying like it makes it bad or worse. I'm just saying just as like a guy that's scaling and shit would have been
Yeah, I
makes
would
the
have wanted to see
conversation.
it too, but I know people would have complained about the pacing.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
mean,
what did you guys think
I
about?
don't know.
That was like my first topic I written down. I was like getting up to it. What did you guys think about SSJ like completely reading what your town was gonna do, and then did you guys think that your town like it seemed like by the end of her plan that she knew something that was gonna happen, but then in the panel of her finding out he trapped her, she seemed surprised. Like, do you think she expected it, or not like
Yeah,
entirely?
she expected the reinforcements, but she didn't expect them to be that quick, like them like waiting in the bushes beforehand.
So she probably expected them to like
Yeah,
react to her coming, I guess.
she
Yeah, so like if it
Yeah.
went the other way, she
yeah.
would have had like a much easier escape, and then her plane would have gone a lot more smoothly.
Because either way, she
Which
would
is
have
it
baited
sounds
them
like
out.
because
Yeah.
it basically like maintains Shinsuju's hype while giving Yotanwa a good plan.
Because I don't think she like yeah like you said I think she knew that they were coming, but I don't think like I think she was mostly surprised by how many men they still had left.
No, I
Because
think she
Rozo
was.
and Sensuiju came out with like 40K after Torque and them came out with like 60 plus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what the like how many people do you have in this one? They had more people. Understand? They had more people in this one city than like half of Quinn or like all of Way. You know what I'm saying? Like this is crazy.
Bro, what?
Are you sure about that? Because I mean,
No
don't they have
way.
like 80K
Bro,
total, like 100K
bro,
total?
how many people did niggas muster for the fucking coalition war?
Oh, you're talking about their
Like
armies. I thought you were talking
how
about the
many?
entire
Yeah,
population.
no,
I was
yeah, that's
like,
what I'm
wait.
talking about. But like army wise,
Oh,
like
I
we,
was like,
we
what?
had like
Oh,
we had
oh,
like
okay.
almost like
I
a
thought you
hundred.
like literally meant like the states and like not even the army,
No,
just like
no, no, no,
the
no, 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 no.
population.
Nah, yeah. Okay, I maybe worded that wrong, but like I'm talking about like in total in terms of army numbers, we had like maybe 150,000 versus the coalition. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
these niggas had like 100K in a one city. Like what the fuck?
Me
Like that makes
personally,
no sense.
I think that Rozo came out with like let's say 40 or 30K. I don't think he came out with 100K. And
No,
then,
I'm saying total,
oh
bro.
yeah,
Maybe
you're right.
100K total, bro. What the
Torque,
fuck?
What'd you
like
say?
Torque.
Even 30 or 40K is too much. Like, wasn't it
Yeah,
like 20K or something?
I'm
But
just
think
like,
about it like this, right?
yeah, you're right.
Torque
I don't.
came out
I'm trying to like
like all of
rationalize
them.
it.
Nigga, there is no rationalizing it. They had 100K fighters. Fuck out of here.
and
Plus the people in the city.
and the 90K that came out, or like however much left after the Atama had finished with them before Rozo came.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm about to say, then you gotta add Zao niggas, because it's like, look, like the three brothers all had 20K, right?
yeah,
Then
like 60K.
Rozo had either 20K or another 30K, so that's 80 to 90K. Plus the 90K, or like you said, the remnants from the Zao forces, so that's another 70K. Bro, that's like, come on,
I
man.
think I think it's fair to assume that it was like a 3-to-1 odds in terms of population, like army
That shit
size,
was crazy,
50 to
bro.
It depends
150K.
on one, like Kamali was saying.
Yeah,
Not like
but I'm just like
I
trying to
was
find like a middle
exaggerating, but
ground,
it was
I
the
was
point
just
that I was trying to make. Like, bro, like she was like severely outnumbered. Ain't even a word for it. And then you
yeah.
gotta remember, like she came here expecting to fight Zao niggas, not mountain niggas like herself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big difference too.
I feel it.
I mean, she still shouldn't have just waltzed in there like that.
Yeah,
Regardless.
yes.
Oh yeah, that was definitely dumb.
So like
Like,
what they're mentioning now is like the fact that remember when if people don't remember is remember when SSJ first arrived and then he did a tactical retreat and she herself was like it's either he's retreating for reinforcements or it's like a trap or one like or both I guess. And then
yeah,
afterwards she just walks into a terrain where like anyone with a fucking brain can see hey it's just not like it smells fishy. Like you can't walk into a terrain where you're like surrounded by cliffs of high ground and she just waltzed in there and then the Zawa just staring back at her like are you serious? It just actually follows all the way up here and she gets like completely like turned on by the quanrong that came out the city. I just don't understand the reason to that. Maybe she just I don't understand. I don't understand how she doesn't know that. It's kind of weird.
You could have easily sent troops to the side to like counterflank.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just like I said with Mobile, that was it. Like I understand why she did it, but it was stupid. Like,
I guess
like
she,
she,
I,
like
I guess she
right.
was cocky or something. I guess she didn't expect them to have like
Nah,
100,000 people
because
coming
what
out.
she was saying was like if they like if they go backwards and try to loop around us to get to go, we can't allow that to happen. So
Oh
we
yeah,
have to keep tabs on what they're
facts.
doing. Like I get why she did it,
She didn't
but
have to get that
how
close
she
though.
did it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. How she did it was stupid. Because like just because you have to follow them, don't mean you have to chase right behind them. You know what I'm saying? It's like
We were arguing with Dustin, dude. We literally argued that for so long, and it was so cancerous.
Yeah,
And he still doesn't agree with us.
people just like harp on that one point. She had to tell him, but at least Twale here understands that she didn't have to get that
Yeah.
close. Like obviously we take that
yeah,
into account, but like it's still a stupid act. Like that fucked her up, even though she was already fucked by the fucking the odds.
mm,
I,
Yeah, like I was saying before all this, like I think, and it was good because it had him maintain his hype and not play Otano while she also had like a decent plan.
yeah.
What wasn't good though was him getting outplayed by Figo King. Like fucking Figo King out here, he saved the entire war, and like no one mentions it.
Yeah,
like
like
that's why I said I fucks with
the
the Figo
only
King.
mention that Figo King got was oh what did Goba say? It was like oh Figo King killed Torque. Oh it's a disappointment. But then the remnants of the Torque army should keep him busy. Like I don't think that's just enough reassurance to just fucking leave it to like a remnants of an army without a general
On
to
my man
lead them.
Figo.
What'd you say?
Said sleeping on my man Figo.
Exactly. Like that's just kind of dumb. And he could, and then SSJ never mentions him again. But I guess it goes down to Thomas' plan of thinking that she's the biggest bait, and they just fucking keep all that attention on her, which helped out was the mirror trap getting a breather, and then Figo King being able to like wander off by himself. But like any general worth his salt should be able to like keep all like look at all the chess pieces on the table and not forget about them. But it seems like both Rozo and SSJ forgot about Figo King and the Mirror Tribe and Heki.
Uh, what did you guys think about Yotano's strategy where she like separated them? Because basically Rozo wanted to like cover all the escape options, so he like separated his army like really thin and like covered the entire area.
I mean,
And
that
that
was
basically made it
smart of
possible to
him.
get that over. Rosa would have had like way too many men to finish him off at the end.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
kind of like, are you talking about when she originally decided retreating after the first tournament? Or are you talking about after like she like split them into clans? Is that what you're talking about?
Initially, like
Uh,
Rosa was like
mm,
behind his army, and like him and his army was chasing Yotanwa, and he like basically sent like a bunch of units to like cover a bunch of directions in case Yotanwa like
Yeah, he himself even said
armies or something.
they're completely surrounded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
found her. Like Rosa still hadn't caught up yet, and then she broke out of the encirclement, and then like he spread his army out even thinner because she could have gone a lot of places at that
Yeah,
point.
it was a plan based on her army being able to break out of humongous encirclements. So it was like a risk, but then she was confident in her.
I don't know
Like
if that was part of her plan though, because like she
I
did
th-
she just want to take Ryoyu or did she want to kill Rosa too? Like, I don't
I
know.
think
I
I think
feel
this
like
just
I
happened
feel like
like sundown.
the Rosa shit like Figo King said himself like it was a pleasant surprise to see him down there, you know. So they took the
Yeah, her
initiative and
breaking
killed
out
him.
of the encirclements isn't really part of the plan. Like if things went smoothly,
Yeah.
she would have just like escaped without like too many casualties, and she would have captured Ryoyu and then circled back around there, and then it would have been like a defensive siege type shit.
Yeah, like if nothing
yeah,
happened, like SSJ expecting it, telling Rozo, telling Goba, fucking her up by that whole encirclement, and then fucking her up by the second encirclement, and then she had to fight tooth and nail just to get what she wanted. But then
Yeah,
it worked.
so in a sense, she doesn't really get credit for like
Yeah,
splitting up Rogo's army that way.
it
But
just
like that still
happened due
worked
to
out
the
really well. Because I
circumstances.
remember before that, we always used to argue if it's gonna make sense for them to like overcome those numbers, and like that's the way it was done pretty
It
much.
was pretty neat, to be honest. Like the whole number shit was
Shit,
Like
negated. Yeah.
they did. I'm about to say
I
they
don't
didn't
think it
even
was like
overcome
great.
the
I
numbers.
think it
They
was,
just
I
I don't know. It
mean, it
just
wasn't negated in
it
the sense that fact like it would have been way more impossible. It's fucking they were all grouped up in one place, like they are in
right.
like the center of Shukai Plains. Should have got fucked, I think.
I just don't
yeah,
like. I don't like how Sunsuiju got away so easily. Like, oh yeah, we taken the city, and he was just able to dip. Like, what?
That's a good question. Like
I wouldn't really say
I don't.
got away because if he was there, heck, he probably wouldn't have killed Rozo. So him getting away was like the saving grace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
he
no, I'm
realized. He
talking about like
realized it. He realized it.
the whole war. Like you know what I'm saying? He
Or
was like after Yotawa took the quanrong, he just left. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, oh yeah, he just did.
I mean, I don't think there's really much point in killing him at that point.
Nah, there's all the points, my nigga. She was pissed off when that nigga came.
Yeah,
to
she did
choke
call
him
him out
in
and
the-
shit. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he choked her men to death while dragging them like dogs. There's 100% reason to fucking kill that little piece of shit.
I'm gonna go to that
You
chapter
know what I'm
right
saying?
now. Let's see.
Like,
From
I
your
get
tongue,
why,
but
because it's like, yo, he has to be
harder
there
it
for the
is.
next army, but I'm still, nah, he, like, she,
I would agree if
he,
there wasn't going to be other Zawarks. Like, we need, like, some commanders.
I mean, do you think Gil-un, Togaryu, and Banaji's all, or, you know what I'm saying, like, how many niggas do you think they're gonna
I don't
lose?
think they're all going to survive. I think not Gyo, Bonanji and Chogaru are going to survive, to be honest. If they don't both survive, I think at least one's going to survive, and it'll probably be Bonanji. All
I
three of
see
them
that.
survive. I don't think they're going to survive, though.
I see. Like honestly, the only one I see dying right is Chogaru, but we can get to that later.
Yo,
Yeah,
you know why?
Because of what Osen said.
I just read that chapter you're talking about SSJ leaving. The quanrong guy that negotiated with Yotama, I feel like he just let him leave. Cause like he related.
Yeah, he was the whole reason that Sunsuji got to leave.
Yeah, it's not like Yotama wanted him to leave. Just like he was like, I'll give you this
No,
chance to
I
leave.
get that. But
That
I'm
wasn't
just
what
saying,
was arguing. He was just saying he shouldn't have gotten off that scot-free.
yeah, because it was just like, yo, don't go to Gyo, but you can do whatever else the fuck you want. Like, nah. Like, what? Nah. They should have did something else. My nigga, like, I don't know. I don't know what they could have done, but I just don't like it was just, don't go to Gyo.
How much?
Like,
How much men did he leave with? Like, was it like
whatever they had left from the 90K?
Yeah. So still like the Yotama army was
I think
fucking
we're gonna see him at
exhausted.
this arc. I think like at the end, we're gonna face him at Ratsubi.
I'm just saying because it could have been something like what if you said don't go to Gyo, right? What if he came to the Shukai Plains and hit Ocean from behind? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
that
what we
shit could've
said when we first heard it. Yeah.
Like, really do much though, because like it's what that old quanrong man wants, and he's like part of the deal.
Yeah.
If SSJ went to go hit Ocean, that wouldn't have done much.
He's saying about like Yotama couldn't do much.
Well, yeah, I because like I said, I'm saying like I don't like how easy he got off, but I don't know what they could have done. I'm just saying I wish Hara and his infinite wisdom would have done something.
I like that he got off, like I said.
Like yeah,
for
future arcs, huh?
Him being able to keep fighting. I think it's like a waste if you just kill him off right now.
That's funny how like we're talking right and the shit flows. One of my other questions would be like, what do you guys think about Yotama's plan? But we already touched on it. Like a second.
I mean,
yeah.
It was a great plan. Like
yeah,
it was a great.
It was a decent plan. It was a decent plan. Like
it's kind of like
I had a lot more respect for her when she did this plan.
It's kind of like Assassin Roboku. It's like, yeah, it worked because niggas don't know she does shit like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's a good plan. Like yeah, come at me, bro.
It was like some Kanki would do, like fucking use himself as bait to fuck him up. And I was like, yeah, I fuck with that because, you know, I'm a Kanki fan.
And then compare her plan to like other strategist plans, like let's say a Kanki feed or something.
Nah, I don't think it was that. It wasn't really that like. It was like not really that complicated or like intricate or something like that. It didn't have like a bunch of small details. The biggest detail she was like relying on was her being a bait and her army surviving.
Don't usually have like a bunch of intricate details either.
I mean,
nah, but I'm talking about the whole her sending
that's kind of
old
true.
Info's tribe and all of that. Like, she had to use herself as bait, draw these niggas out. You know what I'm saying? Like, give old Info enough time and the right time to fucking do what his tribe does. Like, that was dope, bro.
Yeah, not even
And she
indicate,
played
just
that
like
shit.
the
So
main.
they
she
give us
played
like
that
a
shit out,
comparable
like,
intelligence feat, in your opinion, then.
you know what I'm saying? Comparable to who?
Comparable to the autumnal feat. Like, I want to know like how you scale it. Like, basically any strategist that has an impressive feat that you think is like around that same level of impressiveness, just like compare it to.
I mean, this was like a really unorthodox play. Like I said, it's not like a fucking Orp's corpse. You know what I'm saying? An arch full of corpses or nothing like that, like spectacular. But it was it's something like what Olsen did when he beat the archer dude under Renpa, where it's like, yo, I'm gonna use Heki as bait. You know what I'm saying? Because like he used himself as bait. Because he was like, all right, because when the archer dude asked him, he was like, did I get as far as I did because you let me? And it was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then he used Heki as bait to like draw him to the right spot in order to count, you know what I'm saying? In order to jump on him at the right moment. Like, it's a little bit less spectacular than that, but somewhere along those veins.
I don't think anything she did was comparable to like Osun like thinking far ahead enough to make his army pretend like they're getting wrecked and then like retreat and have that one specific spot.
Why not, bro? Because that's literally what she did. She fucking before like she told old Info about this plan before they even like as they begun the battle for that day. So how
all she really did was just predict that Gobo would retreat. And then she's
No,
like, I'm just
bro.
gonna cut him off when he retreats, cut his head, and then I'll run, they'll chase me, and then we're gonna circle around and get the city.
No, bro. She predicted that all of them would pursue her. She predicted
That's what he
that
said.
some
Yeah,
sui-
chase her.
like,
Yeah, they're chasing.
But then, like, they made it blatantly obvious. Like, not even her being a commander, what the Rozo guy was saying about wanting to like kill her because she's the fake king and shit like that. She used that to her advantage to get her to chase them.
And listen, it's hard to tell how impressive it is because we don't exactly know the thought process behind her knowing that Gobo would retreat. That's like the most impressive part of it, her reading that play.
But I'm saying like her Gobo retreating has nothing really to do with her plan of taking the city and her telling old Info went like why?
It does because her fighting Gobo was the bait that they needed for them to chase. If that didn't happen, then they wouldn't chase her.
What are you talking about? They had brought out fucking double their numbers.
You just made an interesting point though. Like you said
they
that
brought out their numbers because of the situation she was in. She was really close to the city, and she was in a bad situation because Gobo was there. She was surrounded. That's why they brought out their numbers.
I'm talking about when Torque and all of them came out with double the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Not Rozo. I'm talking about when Torque and all of them came out with extra numbers. You know what I'm saying? That was all that was a part of her plan too. Not just Rozo and them coming out, but the fact that each of them brought out.
They were kind of surprised when that happened, but then she just wanted.
No, her men were surprised, not her. Because
at the end of the day,
after they said that like these are the numbers that they brought out. Isn't that when she said, "Bring old Info to me"? You know what I'm saying? So she was kind of expecting, like, yes, they're gonna bring out a large
I'll
force.
say maybe she was expecting it. I'm saying I don't know for sure, but I'll give you it. But what's like the whole point you were trying to make?
Trying to say that's also impressive that she expecting.
Right, that's impressive that because it was all a part of her plan from damn near the jump. That you know what I'm saying? Even before the battle began, she knew, yeah, they're gonna come at me because they think that I'm weak and they think that they can just kill me now that I'm hungry. So they're gonna come at me. You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm gonna use that to my advantage, and then I
don't think that's comparable to what Osun did.
That doesn't take like humongous intelligence to notice that you're weak and you're hungry and they'll come at you to kill you. I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, I think you're really oversimplifying it. I think
like I said, y'all just try to downplay everything.
Nah.
I just feel like y'all try to downplay everything Yotawa does, bro. But when SSJ was outsmarting her, everybody was dick riding him. But when she outsmarted him,
what are you talking about?
I don't think you did anything comparable to that Osun strat either. I think that Osun strat is better than anything Shinsuju has done.
But I'm saying my overall when he's out playing Yotawa, oh my god, he's top 3 in the like not YouTube specifically, but like, oh my god, SSJ is so great.
Dog.
But when she flips it on him, it's like, oh nah, it's just cool.
It's so unfortunate that you're not.
Me and Draco both didn't fall for the hype because we knew he was gonna lose, so we didn't want to fucking get our statements.
The thing is, right? It's so unfortunate because when that happened, when Yatama fucked Rosa, we were like saying, "Oh shit, Rosa got dicked, bro." Like Rosa got embarrassed and shit like that. And then we were giving her like her due, but then.
But you didn't want to have a video because you didn't.
Now you know, like I said at the beginning of the video, like, oh, I didn't add that to my intro, like, but you know, shit happen in life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got like five jobs. Like, what are you talking about?
6 months.
5 jobs.
Like, I promised myself I was gonna start reviewing videos again, but it's like, nah. Like, I'm tired. I want to go home. I'm sleepy.
I'm trying to think of a strat that maybe. What do you guys think about the strat that Keisha did to outplay Conky?
Keisha did to outplay Conky?
The one where she like completely surrounded him and like, cut off his shit. She expected him to like
attack the side.
Yeah. She knew that the fact that Shin fucked up on the side, the right, that Conky had to make up ground and push up as far as he can to like, you know, make it even on both sides.
I don't think Conky had to make it ground.
I mean, yeah, she predicted that he would. But then that's Conky though, like, oh my god. Gender benders, bro.
More pressure.
Yeah, it gave him more pressure, but then I think like, I mean, I don't really have like much proof, but I think that Conky just did that to like either it works out, but then at the second, not really. I don't think he planned it, but then he used it to find out her style, and at the end of the day, he used it to outplay her. But yeah, what do you guys think about that specific plan of her predicting that Conky might come out full strength with Zeno, and then fucking him over for it?
I don't think it was that impressive, honestly. And
like,
I think
compared to the Yatama one.
Say if Conky fucking like if he predicted that and he had like a counter assassination set up when she attacked BA, that would have been so G.
That's what I thought was gonna happen, dude. Like you can't believe how like my heart dropped when it said, "Oh, Conky did not expect what was gonna happen." I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
He's like, come on.
What the fuck, bro?
Just think about it. Like, you can't always expect everything.
Nah, but niggas like, but
I thought Yotano's strategy was more impressive than that. Like, she literally just flanked him.
Yeah.
I don't get how Conky didn't predict it.
I don't understand how he didn't think the fact that he pushes that deep into the enemy that they'll do something about it. Like, what? A flank. Ended that shit, bro. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I'm like thinking that like it's like the fact that just that fucking dialogue box pisses me off, because if that shit wasn't there, all I could say is like, oh yeah, yup, I would have fucking spun that shit to oblivion. Like, oh, he just did that just to like fucking make her think that he's like he's not, he would pounce on opportunities and shit, and then later on he would outplay her by not doing anything, which caused her to like get fucked by Zeno at the end. But then nah, he didn't expect any of that to happen.
I'm saying, but didn't she get away from it too? I mean, damn, you got me caught. Didn't he get away from that final Zeno strike too?
Yeah. Like, but then she did. The feat is still there. Like how you fucking completely outplayed her. Outplayed him.
See, that's the thing though. Does the feat count if you fail overall?
I mean, like, I'm not saying the feat is him killing her. I'm saying the feat is him outplaying her. So yeah.
If you fail, you can have a great strategy and fail.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
No, I'm not saying the strategy wasn't great. I'm saying it really count as a feat if you fail.
I mean, I consider having great intelligence and being able to pull off great strategies a feat. So yeah.
Yo, Twale, BDV wanted me to tell you that Heki carried the Yatama army on his motherfucking back, Twale. So put respect on his name.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah. I can't really think off the top of my head like a plan that would be similar to Yatama, but at least similar level.
Because we've never seen a fucking mountain command.
The what?
Mobile's plan versus.
Where like he saved like.
Oh shit, that was kind of nice, yeah.
Think about that.
Rihaku. I'm right now.
Like,
what?
He's saying, remember that time that
like, Moby, like the first day or like the first 2 days, I forgot what it was. Like he didn't go hard at all.
The first day, yeah.
And like he made it seem like he couldn't fuck with
Oh,
Rihaku.
right. Because he was trying to get his peasants up there, right?
That shit was actually like fire, dude. I'm finding out when I was rereading, I was like, yo, Mobu just fucked this dude Rihaku.
Yeah, because he was trying to like.
He's like, he has a deep understanding of warfare. I was like, oh, understanding.
This man this man got some farmers to like beat one of the best defending generals. Like what?
He made how hard Cao Cao had to work to fucking send his troops.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Yatawan one is more.
Like I said, the best comparison I think of is when Osen outplayed the Arrow guy, just because they was both using bait.
Saving the left wing.
Say that again.
Moten saving the left wing.
Saving the left wing.
Bro, that was that was A1 for fucking real. Bro.
Yeah, I would put that on the same level.
Cause like
that's what I would say
about it. Like,
I think the Yatawan one is more impressive than the mobile one, but I would put it on the same level as
like, look,
what Moten did.
Cause like Moten set it up perfect. Like he was like, all right, Shin, you go to the right. I'm gonna send you the cavalry because you don't have that many. Knowing that my men are to the left about to flank the shit. That was a great strategy. Like, Moten's that nigga.
I just liked his quick thinking, like, and level-headedness, where he realized what he had to do to revive the fucking army. That just takes a great understanding of people in general.
My only thing is, wait, am I echoing?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know.
Saying something?
But
you're not echoing.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I see it now. I hear it now.
Alright, hold on. Let me come back in.
A momentary intermission.
Okay. Momentary smoke break.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Moten's left wing saving might be better.
It's kind of like everything in my head. I seem to simplify because I know that like hindsight is 20/20. So it's hard. It's hard to like judge it perfectly.
That's like you don't really get like, the thought processes.
Yeah. Rakeem joined, my guy. Like, stop being a bitch.
What were you saying, Twale?
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like was that they stopped Shin from fighting Bati. I wanted Shin to like get some practice in with the glaive on Bati's head.
I don't know, man. I don't know why they were hyping Bati like that. They were like, "Yo, whatever you do, don't fight Bate, man. Bate's a real nigga. You don't want him with Bate."
I mean, yeah, that's kind of weird.
I know it's because of the numbers difference, but I think like Shin.
Nah. Like I was trying to tell you,
it was like overcoming and still kill him. I don't know.
Coming from Moten, bro, and Moten don't want that smoke, so it was coming from his perspective. Like, nah, don't fight Bati, not knowing like.
Fight Bate, dude. Bate, that dude.
Like, he was just looking out for shit. He's like, "Yo, you got that new glaive, my nigga. I saw you at Red Tsubi. You wasn't looking top for him. You know what I'm saying? Don't fight Bate." Like, he's
like, "Yo, in a 1v1, bet on Bate, dog."
Nah, yeah. I remember when I used to like around that time. I used to be like live react chapters and shit. And then when he used the glaive, some dude got a clean fucking hit on his side. That like if he was a bit stronger, might have killed Shin, bro. Like damn. Yeah. This man left himself so exposed. Yeah. And then Rakeem was like,
being able to match Gyoun like it's crazy.
Twale was spitting mad facts on Yatanwa. Her feet shits on the Osen feet. Back against Rafa. Rakeem is creditless, bro.
Rakeem, you're fucking get in the stream, Rakeem. You can't just say that shit in the comments and not get in the stream.
It's similar because they both use themselves as bait. Like when the Archer dude. When the Archer dude was beat and then Rinpa came through, what did Osen do? He used himself as bait to lure them to the fort. You know what I'm saying? And if Rinpa really
created the bait was a lot more elaborate though.
He had that he foresaw all this shit before the battle even started, dude. Like he positioned himself at that position. He built a fort already. That shit was like days in advance.
Like I'm saying, I'm not saying it's as
it was crazy.
Good, but you asked for a comparison. I'm not saying her feat was like on the same level, but it's comparable in the sense of
like
the tactic
the
that they
bait and
use.
switch, I guess the bait and switch.
Right.
That's what I was talking about. I was talking about the same level the whole time. I wasn't like
Talking about similarity,
comparable.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, bro, like it's really hard to compare strategies.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's hindsight 2020, bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. Give me a strategy comparable to the fucking Ryudo that fucking Riboku was using. And you like, come on, you'll be hard pressed to really sit there and tell me
the Ryudo that Gohime used.
I mean, I would. I'm not asking you to like give me some factual answer and like give me like evidence and shit like
It's
that.
like argue
I
something,
would have just
basically.
accepted like some reasoning, but like I disagreed with it. That's why I was arguing.
I'm saying, but if you wasn't asking for a hard example, then why disagree? Why couldn't you like, all right, well, cool, and then let it be?
I mean, I guess he couldn't think of one, so he was asking your opinion.
Because I don't think the Osen thing was like we can argue about it. I don't think the Osen feat was like on the same level as the Otama one. Like it was clearly above it. But
Alright, like to scream, guys.
I don't know.
Anyways, I'm going to the next topic. Like, what was it? We already talked about how Tom was planned. The fact that Rose was defeated in the way he was defeated. Yeah, I said he was bullshit.
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
This man said he was worse than Black Zetsu, and I completely disagree, but yeah.
It was,
than
bro.
Oki just not hitting Hoken when the other army came?
What'd you say?
Was it worse than Oki just not hitting Hoken when the other army came? There's the battle right there, and he just didn't do anything.
I guess he got shot like I don't know. That was pretty bad too. But then another army just completely barged in. It's just like story purposes. They have to have the sense of surprise, and he was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next topic is like your overall impression of the first half for you Battlefield. Like, what would you rate it? And then we also talked about SSJ leaving. Where do you guys think he's going?
Tsubi?
Yeah, you think he's going to Tsubi? Yeah,
did
that
they
makes
say he
sense.
went to Tsubi?
I don't think they said that, did they? They just said he left. We were asking.
Nah,
Did you say the first half of the Tsubi? I mean, Ryoyu Battlefield, because we like finished the whole thing.
I said
they said
like rating. Like, what would you guys like rate it? Like, just the conclusion. That's why I reworded the
Give
question.
it like a 7.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the Figo King was like the best part about it. I think like problem with it is there wasn't like many character moments. Like Rozo didn't really get fleshed out. The three brothers, I don't think the three brothers should have got fleshed out, but I think Rozo should have got fleshed out. And since Suju didn't really get fleshed out, biggest problem when you also consider that pretty convenient on Otama's side, and it was just like mostly action. That was like most of it, and like most of the character moments are like Heki and Katari
being trash.
Yeah, like I think
80% of the
drags
time
it down, but I still think overall because of Figo King mainly, it's like at least a 7. I would put it over like the Duke Hill Battlefield. Yeah, I think the strategy was pretty good in it. Like the one that you a little back and forth.
I'd probably give it like a 6 though. 6. I don't know. I didn't like it because I
You okay? You hear me?
it would have been a little bit better, I guess. Because I don't think Yeah,
was it mostly just Heki like getting screen time that bothered you?
Honestly, it's not even that he's getting all of the screen time. It was like what was happening while he was on stream. You know what I mean? On screen. It was like Heki was looking bad from jump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from the second day onward, Heki was just looking bad. And we kept focusing in on him. And they, like, Hara kept, like, giving him, like, I don't know, bro. Like, it made it seem like we was focusing on him too much for what he actually did.
Overall, I liked it. Like, 7 is fair. I would agree with that. I liked, like, even though at first I was complaining about it a bit, I liked the way, like, the story was told, and her being, like, it started out with her getting clapped, and then she turned around with, like, a sick plan, and it ended in the way it ended with everyone, like, what's the name, Kitari getting her revenge, and then even Heiki himself getting a big moment where he kills a fucking Rozo, even though that moment was not executed well. I still like the thought. I still like the thought of it.
I think like not that I had a problem with the execution, but other than the Figo King moments, where like he did his thing. I think the execution for like everything else could have been better.
I see the plan
It
though.
was like
I like the
I don't think it was
progression the
like
plot
amazing
took.
writing, but I think it was like solid throughout.
Yeah, I like the progression that the plot took. Like took you on a
But
journey
Like I like
basically.
how like in the
but
early
yeah,
you're always questioning like how the hell are they gonna get through these
Yeah,
numbers
yeah.
disadvantages
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
but
Like,
I was
versus the
right.
worst and so over the top and
They
it
said
still
that
like somehow made sense. Well, not really because of Heki at the end.
Sun Suiju went to Retsubi. They said that after Yotawa and them took the city,
I'll clean
that
this
he
up.
fled to Retsubi because he's confident that they won't lose Gil.
Huh? Yeah, what do you want me? I'll buy for you. What do you want?
Zao cockiness.
Yeah, I'm about to say these.
I'm about to
They,
speak
they,
about later. Buy like a drink.
I don't know how you lose. Like, how do you
Like,
lose a
I
battle
got two
when
or
you
something
had
like
all
that.
the odds in your favor and then still think
No,
I'm
I
gonna win?
can't.
Like, nigga, you just lost the easy. Like, you should have had
Huh?
this shit 3 days ago. You
I'm
know
like
what
I'm
saying?
doing
Like,
something
you
with people right
lost and
now.
then you
I
still
can't.
like, yeah, I'm gonna win. Like,
Conversation.
this is
He was
crazy.
put in like one of the most advantageous situations like we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's being fine.
The only comparable one is like Keisha, right, versus Dukyo with the coalition.
Yeah, Keisha, Keisha outplayed Duke lovely, and if it wasn't for
Yeah,
Shin,
but
Duke would be dead.
she couldn't kill him. Cause Duke's unkillable, dude. He's
Duke's unkillable.
he still did his job and some. Cause like she wasn't really supposed to like annihilate him, but then she's supposed to keep him busy. But then she didn't keep him busy enough to notice Roku's plan, and that's the reason like Roku got
Even if it was
fucked.
Sai though, dude, that would have been
What'd you say?
Sai.
Yeah, yeah, Sai, yeah.
But
Probably would have held up.
I'm cutting
Get
off
off the
though.
warrior shit. Let's go. Let's talk about
Yeah,
Shukai.
that was the last topic. Overall impressions. So so what happened in Shuka after we came back is we noticed that Akko is fucking in a coma. It was not awake. Like Osen hasn't given a command to the right yet, and then even though it's happening, Akko's army is performing really well for the fact that they don't have a commander. And then it's like,
Better than Heishin unit and the Gyokoho unit,
yeah,
dude. That
like
sounds like they beat autonomous commanders to me. I
yeah.
don't know about you
Oh,
guys.
before we get to that, like something happened in between, like the transition chapter. He was like, we go back to Conky, right? And then he was like, he mentioned something about Osen's lackeys are taking their time. Did you guys, what do you guys think he meant by that?
I really think that he meant them, soldiers in Gyu, honestly.
So you think he has so like not Conky, actually Osen planned for that shit and put soldiers in
Like
queue?
I remember we talked about this a long ass time ago.
Yeah,
Like where at the to go like the last citizens, they like they had to get rushed in and like the gate had to like close and like in that chaos you could like I guess it's conceivable
have
for
some
someone to
people
get
with like that didn't have their ledgers get in, right?
in.
yeah,
Yeah. So
Because they was checking
it's
on
possible
these.
for us to predict like the exact speed they needed to take the cities for the citizens left, and then they would come in and the smoke screens would happen, and then they'd
yeah.
close the gate in like a hurry and shit like that. Like it's technically possible to predict that.
Yeah, it actually kind of makes more sense that Osen has people in there instead of Conky having people in there. Because, like, Conky didn't know that he's going to be taking care of Gyo until Osen just told him at the end. And then, what's his name? Osen is the one that was grouping up people and shit. So, like, he could have had one of his people in the group and,
That's why I think Osen like that goes into like Osen's gameplay here. Like I think he's testing the new gen, and like he's putting them in situations where they will awaken because, like one, he thinks like they need to awaken for them to like
win this
you know,
place.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like
really
that at all.
far ahead. Like
I
I
didn't
think
like.
like the units need to awaken here because like you have to imagine like in the future like all these wars are going to be difficult and like we're barely going to win and like
Yeah.
units awaken like in another scenario where they didn't awaken in this war like they might have lost.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he had that much foresight, like, to, like, think about all the wars and shit. Seeing how fucked up
So
this
I'm
war
thinking
is.
like he wants them to awaken because like he knows they have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And I think the reason he's like so like carefree about it is because he also has
Yeah,
an
the
NTO and
contingency,
he's gonna take
yeah.
no either way.
And then the reason he put Conky there and Conky about to show out, hopefully. Anyways,
Honestly, like I think
Still riding on the hook.
I
yeah.
truly think he wants Shin in his army. Like that's why he was banking on Shin awakening, not like necessarily Uhon awakening, because he wants to recruit Shin.
I think
Yeah.
it's just because Shin is a better leader than Ohan, and he's more likely to like rile up his men.
I don't know, dude. Like, that's one of my other questions, but Ohan's speech was pretty nice, and these dudes were crying and shit, and like, damn, they were like so
Uhon's
riled up.
speech, Uhon's speech was filled with a couple of lies, though.
Which ones? Like, I don't really pay attention.
My nigga,
only to bring up like absurd technicalities. Like that's not even the point of the speech at that point.
Yeah, I feel you, but like when you say shit like we were outcasts, even though when I was a 300-man commander, Daddy gave me a siege tower. Like what?
They don't know what he meant. They don't know what he meant.
Get the fuck out of here, though.
Yo.
Like nigga told Finn when they first met, the family you're born into is talent, but you know what I'm saying. But you had it so hard because daddy wasn't there. Like,
I mean, he had a different type of hard though. I do agree with him.
Nigga, he still had military training from the best families. He still had fucking,
like he has to like
so much pressure on him, dude. Osin's his fucking dad, bro. What?
Uhon is saying because my daddy wasn't nice to me, it's the equivalent of being self-made. Like, I mean, that's basically what his speech
he is
like,
pretty self-made. Like
completely self-made.
Yeah.
Like even with the advantage, like it's not like they had all the advantage in the world. Like they still weren't.
Shin is self-made, right?
Like given help by the army, really.
I'm just saying, Shin is self-made. Shin worked his
Shin had help.
Every.
Yeah, but Ohan's self-made enough to the point where he could brag about it.
Yeah. He had like him and Shin and Moten as well. Like they had their own trials and tribulations that made them the way they are now.
Give anyone Ohan's situation and they'll like replicate.
But like, you can't say Shin is. You can't say Uhon is self-made when the nigga is getting like, bro. When you have when you have the best trainers and the best school and the best equipment, that's not self-made, bro.
You can't just give anyone the best training, the best schools, the best equipment, and then they'll do what Ohan does.
Dog, what?
What?
Twale, what are you saying? Like, if I go to school for a business, right? Like, I go to, like, I say, Harvard University Business School, and then I come out of it, I have no money, nothing, and I become a fucking billionaire. I am self-made. What? My schooling and shit doesn't have nothing to do with my. Like, it has something to do with it, but then I can still call myself self-made.
That's different because you worked your way up to that school while, like, Ohan literally got granted. Like,
oh, that's true.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's true. That's true.
You don't just wake up and you're fucking accepted into Harvard, bro.
I can't believe
you're drowned out for me.
Literally, like, yo, this is what I'm saying, right?
Uhon
from birth had every advantage and fucking rite of passage to become the best he was able to be, right? Yes or no? Like, did he not have every opportunity? Right? That's not what he said in his speech. Oh, I was outcasted and nobody cared. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But he could have had more opportunities, though. Yes or no?
Honestly, you could say that him being a part of Ocean's army would have stunted his growth. Like him being.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's like the point of Ocean doing it, but at the same time, like it would have been a lot of help.
I don't know. Like
the
way Uhon was trying to play the victim in his speech, I did not like that shit. Like it just.
Dude, like nah. Like the whole point of it.
Listen, you can't just give anyone like his position and like be like, here, you have this training, you have like this prestige, you have these expectations. Now go do what Ohan does. They're not gonna fucking go and fight Earl Shi and like almost die and like fucking stay there and not trap in like a dangerous situation to like maybe like get used to his like technique. Like they're not gonna do extreme shit like that.
If anybody that was raised to be the heir, hold on. If anybody that was raised to be the heir of a great family, yes, they would, bro. If Uhon had
stop. Nah, I disagree. They still have to have like
even strategy wise, like it's not like because Ohan's from like a great family, like he has like this like super like fucking great school that can teach him how to be a genius. Like people go to Shoheikan school and they're not like that great of strategists. It was like probably them, like, the best
what?
So, what? Moten is not a great strategist?
Nah, he said people as exceptions.
There's like randos at the school.
Like niggas that are behind Moki and shit, like those guys went to Shoheikan school and stuff and they're like pretty
There's like randos there, like just because you're like born wealthy or like just because you have advantages to learn something doesn't mean you're just gonna be like a genius at that top.
Yeah, I'm saying it doesn't guarantee, but it's a damn good help. You're telling me that Shin wouldn't be better strategy wise and militarily wise if he wasn't
dude.
trained from birth to be that way? Like, are you willing to
Jonkins.
sit here?
You can also argue the same thing you said about like how you could say it would have been worse off for Rohan if he like got help from Osun army. Like you could say the same thing for Shin, that it would have been worse off for him if he got
No,
like
no,
training and shit
no,
like
no,
that.
no, 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 no,
I
no.
mean,
I'm,
that
I'm
is
A lot of
kind of
what
saying,
true.
I'm
His
saying,
a lot of
no,
what makes
I'm
Shin
saying,
so
one
powerful
hundred
is how he
percent.
grew up.
His leadership style and everything is due to how you grew up. 100%. If it was like from Ohan, like a high class family, he wouldn't relate to his people the way he does.
I'm saying if Shin after like becoming a military commander was given some type of like glaive training or strategic training from Shabunkin, it wouldn't make him worse,
He
bro.
doesn't want to.
I get that he doesn't want to, but you're acting like being in a noble family had nothing to do with Uhong's
That's not what he
greatness.
said. He
Like,
said he. I
I
specifically
think
remember Jonkins said
like it
that.
does, but honestly, like it doesn't matter like how he would have been born. As long as he has the chance to prove his greatness, he would have been great.
Yeah.
Unless like he has a
Exactly.
totally different mindset.
Liviev Saleh himself even like he said that they want to beat up. They still want like he still has that desire and ambition to be a great general of China. So like I agree with what Jonkins said. It doesn't matter where he's born. He would have still wanted to be the best.
well, I'm not saying he wouldn't have wanted to be the best. Like, I think you guys are not listening to my argument. What I'm saying is, during his speech, when he was like boosting his people's morale, the things he was saying was like not really true. Because
I mean,
again,
if you argue from a technical point of view,
when
though,
we
like
first
that
met the
I'm,
doesn't really
motherfucker,
matter.
he
I'm,
was
I'm gonna
like,
pull up
bro,
that
you
speech.
can't be like, can you really be considered an outcast of your family if they're giving you siege equipment and all the best shit? Like, yes, I get it. He has a rough relationship with his father, but that's not an outcast.
Dog, you have to think about it. Like, let's say to a normal person that's not from a high class family, that's not being an outcast. But to him, what you expect the heir and their father relationship to be, he is considered an
But
outcast because it's
what
completely
I'm saying
different
is,
from what
what I'm
normal people
saying
like.
is,
Let's say Moten and Mobu and shit like that.
It's not like Osen denied him equipment. It's not like Osen denied him training, schooling. Osen actually said, "Yo, if he's gonna be a spear, get him a good spearman." It's not like he was denied anything but being a
Yeah,
part
dude,
of Osen's
you're
army.
downplaying how much him not being in the actual Osun army matters. Like it's not like
Yeah,
Ohan himself is the only
Bro,
person that's like
he
saying this and like
started
saying
he
bullshit.
started
Like
it as
everyone
war.
considers it the same thing.
even
He started
Kanjo
as
and
Kanjo like
war.
shit.
thinks
Like,
outcast
Yeah,
himself.
bro, he started when he was 15. Like, come on,
I
15-year-old.
is
I'm not
100.
gonna have
A
even
common
my
known
son.
thing in the
I'm
verse, dude.
not
Like
gonna
Kanjo
have.
acknowledges it. Like it's not just Ohan.
Yeah, it's like, I think you have a different perspective in him. From his point of view, that is being considered outcast. But like, let's say from someone else's point of view, that is like in a different class or standing, that's not considered to be an outcast.
Honestly, my
That's
nigga, most
it's
people
all about
will look at
perspective. It's all
like
about perspective.
Wuhan is like when I don't know. He came off as spoiled to me. Like, oh my, like yeah,
I,
I didn't get everything I wanted.
I
I just
mean,
live in a big house with all the equipment,
Just think
all the
about it from your
trainers,
point of view,
but
right? With everything he has,
I didn't
he's
get
still like he's
daddy
achieved
was
so much. He's
there.
worked so hard. Like he's earned what he's got.
I'm not saying he didn't like necessarily
If
like yes.
yeah,
He what
I'm
I'm
not saying you
saying
didn't
is
say it, but if
like
he's earned it, then he has the right to brag about it. Honestly, like he is self-made enough. If he had to like overcome so much shit and like work so hard.
no, like that's not
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
bro. No, that's not being
Yeah,
self-made.
dude.
Like
Yeah.
if you're given every handout possible, that's not being self-made. You know what I'm saying? Like
Whatever, dude. We're
you
not gonna
can't
agree. Let's just
like
move
bro,
on.
you can't tell me like the dude that you know what I'm saying, like the dude that was up for like the dude that fucking his parents gave him up for adoption. He worked his way up through the fucking adoption agency. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever adopted him, but when he turns 18, he went to college, got the scholarship. You're not gonna sit there and tell me that he's self-made, as self-made as the dude that fucking got the
I'm not
handout
saying as
from
self-made
daddy
though.
when
There's
he was
levels
a
to it.
millionaire. Like, bro, because like, okay,
the thing he said, like I just reread it, like he wasn't saying that he was self-made. He was saying that he was cast out from Osen's army since like the beginning. Like he was never like really associated with Osen's army. Even Osen doesn't want him to be one of his retainers. So that's true. And he also said that like we have to like rely on ourselves now, which isn't something new. All of our
but I'm
achievements,
saying,
He said they always
but
relied on
yeah,
themselves, which
which is
like
true.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
no, but
saying was
that's
like
what
the
okay,
absurd
but
technicalities you
that's
could
what I'm
argue.
saying.
yeah.
Right, always relied on yourselves, but when we first met you, you got a siege tower and literally
Dog,
said it was from your family.
when the majority of the time you
Like
rely on
that's
yourself, you can state that you rely on yourself. Like let's
like,
say, it doesn't really
okay.
matter. We're just
I know
going into like
okay.
some other
Like
shit.
I
Yeah.
said, it just rubbed me the wrong
Yeah.
You relied on yourself, but you had
you know
everything.
that's like let's say if my parents buy me like a PC,
Yeah.
keyboard and a mouse and like a monitor, and then like I like win like a huge gaming championship, and I'm like, yo, I didn't deserve that. Like I'm not self-made because I couldn't pay for the shit.
That's actually a good analogy, to be honest.
Okay, that's not even nowhere near.
How's it
Okay.
how's it not comparable?
I mean,
Because
Osen, yeah, like basically
your parents,
Osen
your
and
parents
his.
buying you a computer and you doing what you want with that computer, yes, that's on you. But your father training you like you being trained militarily and you being brought up in one of the most prestigious military families has something to do. I'm not gonna say everything, but it has something to do with how good you are and how great you are. Now,
I mean,
yes,
it's
you're
completely
unique.
different though. Like fucking preparing for war is different than like getting good at a game.
I'm just saying, but you made that, and you used it, and it said it was a good analogy. But then we're not.
It is because what you're arguing is
He
the point.
gave him the
Is that,
tools to do it, and then he did it.
yeah, if you get the tools at all, like any tools, because me getting the PC and everything, that I can't be good at the game without it. Like it's literally like crucial.
But okay,
you're
but
arguing,
put it
like,
like this,
meet
right?
all these
Okay,
things.
put like this, right? Say your dad is one of Bill Gates' top executives, right? And he gets you a computer and he fucking teaches you how to code and how to write programs and shit. And then you go out and then now, as an adult, you're one of the best fucking computer programmers. That didn't help you. Your upbringing didn't help you.
I'm talking about gaming because I don't think like.
I'm talking about military. We're
Career
talking
path
about
and like
kingdom,
just
bro.
gaining the knowledge necessary to do it, and then like doing it takes that much skill.
But I'm saying, okay.
Anyways, yeah, it's not going. It's not going anywhere.
Warfare, where like you have to like become like a combat in general, like those are different.
Yeah, we have a couple more topics to talk about, like me especially, or like anyone else that was reading the arc when we've seen the fucking the messenger come back and say like Ohan won't be the commander. Like even though it made completely perfect sense to make Ohan the commander, like he has a relationship with the Akko army. They themselves even suggested for him to be the commander. Shin and Ten of them like expected it, and then he said no. Like what were your thoughts when that happened, and what did you guys like originally think before you like realized what happened? Like that Osa's
Like
not
right
doing
after I
anything to the
fucking read
right.
that chapter, I went to Discord and like I was fucking arguing with J-Will because he was like, Osun is trash, bro. He's not doing anything. And I'm like, bro, watch this like work out in their favor. He's like, well, it didn't happen, bro.
Trust in Osen, dude. I completely had 100% faith in Osen, but at the time, me myself was confused, which is like another thing that I like about horror because he always keeps you like on your toes and like guessing what's gonna happen next. You can't really predict much like on what's gonna happen. And like when that shit came back and he said, "No, that's you're not gonna be the commander," I was like, "Bro, what?"
I
And
think it
then
would have been dope if he was the commander.
yeah,
Like just like in terms of prestige, like he's leading the Akko army, like that would have been dope. But
that would have been fire, dude.
I think it worked out better.
It would have been a great moment for Ohan's like development and the relationship with Osten and shit like that. I thought it would be dope.
Ordering shit around, bro. Classic.
I was about to say, but you can't sacrifice Shin's development for Uhon either. Like,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like
him being him.
Uhon can be the commander and Shin can still get like the highest.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like Shin could be doing his own thing while Ohan is the commander.
It wouldn't be the same. No, it wouldn't be the same because
he becomes like the general.
I would say, let me just say this though. But if Shin, like, say if Uhon was the commander and Uhon, you know what I'm saying, Uhon told Shin to do X, Y, Z, and Shin happened to kill Chogardiu because of X, Y, Z.
I meant more something like he acts like outside of Ohan's orders, like with his instincts.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's not what it would have been if Uhon was the commander. Uhon wouldn't have allowed that. You know, come on, bro. You know how this nigga is and how fucking annoying he can be about order and how Shin is supposed to be below.
Like Shin sees an opportunity, Shin's gonna do it. And there's nothing Ohan can do about it.
I get that, but what I'm saying is but you know more likely not that's not how it.
That never stopped Shin from making plays. It's the fact that he wasn't the commander. I mean, he always has been under people. He's been under Conky, but he made the play to go kill Keisha. Like Conky didn't go tell him to do that.
I don't think
no, what I'm saying is when Shin and Moten did what they did on the left side, right? That was all Moten. That, you know what I'm saying? Like the perception of it is Moten saved the left, not Shin and Moten, but Moten saved the left.
Because he did the majority of the work though. But then like we're talking about an example where Shin does a fair amount and he like does a big fee. people were talking about, oh shit, Shin and Ohan clutched it. Like he wouldn't just be Ohan getting all the credit. At least that's what I.
I mean, think about it. Think about when we was at Choyu. Uhon came up with the plan. It was the high Shin unit that took the HQ, but you know what I'm saying, and Roku Omi and them, but it was Uhon, you know what I'm saying? Uhon did it. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But Ohan did his like part of the work by killing Roshi and advancing plus the plan.
So yeah, he gets the extra like, and what's his name? Yeah, that's true. That,
morale wise, it would have been a detriment to make Uhon the commander.
anyways, even if he was,
like, even though I think it would have been dope for Ohan, I agree that this is Shin's arc. Like, he's gonna become a general after this. Like, he needs to have like some big thing, and him like leading the wing is more important.
Yeah.
Not even him leading. What Hara did was the best option. Just have both of them go ham. You don't need either one of them above the other right now.
I get what you're saying, but even
like if Uhon was made the commander, do you know how like Shin unit would have felt? Like nigga, we out here, fighting just as hard as he is. We out here putting in the same amount of work, but Uhon just like I get it, he's the son or whatever, but you just like at a point that him being the son can't outweigh everything on the battlefield.
Well, for the top people, they didn't really see it that way because they're like, we need someone to like rally the troops, and Ohan would be perfect. Like, we need to win this war. They weren't really like thinking about it. Like, oh, he got the fucking position.
Yeah,
but I'm saying they were thinking about it in terms of like their army. You know what I'm saying? The Akko army, because the Akko army needed to, not necessarily the High Shin unit. You know, like not like the.
I don't think Ohan would have ordered the High Shin unit around like that, anyways. Because remember when he like walked up to 10, and he's like asking to like. Have intricate plays between the two of us. Like,
I can't. No. He would have gave them some basic orders, but he would have ordered the fuck out of them, bro. I can't see Uhon being the commander and not taking that opportunity to rub it in Shin's face.
Orders, as in, all right, you go and fight Gon. Like, I don't think it would have been teamwork between them.
He would have did the same thing he's been doing, like in that meeting with Akko, where he would give him like a general strategy, and then they would have followed it. It's not like. I feel like
what he said to 10. He said asking for like intricate like plays between the two of our armies would be an exercise in futility because he thinks they're idiots.
Right, but again,
that's why I think
again, that's not gonna like he's not gonna give them fucking Ryudo level techniques, but he's gonna tell them what to like, bro. Like,
that's not bad though. That's not bad at all.
Face this guy. Go face Gon while I face these guys.
I'm saying it'll be that. Like, ooh, come on, bro. Like you know how Uhon is and how his fuck my game.
Yeah, he would definitely like rub it in.
His seniority complex would not allow him to like not do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he'll do anything that would be detrimental to the arc. Like bro, he puts that 100% above everything. So I don't think it'd be irrelevant either way. Like if he shits on Shin, Shin won't care because Shin knows he's that nigga, and Ohan won't care.
Like, be like, this motherfucker or something.
Yeah, like, they both know. They both know they got a job to do. Like even I feel like what would happen if Ohan was the commander, right? Same shit would have happened. He would have told Shin that he needs Shin to fucking find a way to awaken his troops, and they would have still he would have had Shin awaken. Cause he still needs, even if he was the commander of Akko's group with that big morale boost, I still think he needed Shin to awaken there for him to do anything. So like nothing would have actually changed.
I think if he was given permission to control Akko's unit, he would be more inclined to come up with strategies using the Akko army and the Goku Ho as the core than still do what they did. That's why Osen didn't make him the commander. Why would the same thing happen if Uhon was made the commander or not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Then there would have been no point in not making him the commander.
Because I don't think the morale boosting they'd get from Ohan being commander would be as big as it was from him giving the speech.
Yeah.
Plus, if he's commander, I don't know if Shin.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally my point. If Uhon was the commander, Shin and them would not do what they did. That's literally that's what I've been trying to say. That Uhon being the commander was not the best thing for the right wing.
We're not saying that it was the best thing,
but I'm just saying like I don't think he's gonna like completely order him around. Like I don't know how it would work out, but a lot of freedom. Like I don't think there's gonna be like a lot of strategy going on between them.
I don't know. Like, come on, this is the same dude that was I don't know, bro. Uhon's the dick when it comes to the High Shin unit. If he was like he's just a dick, but again, no matter what Tin does, like he's just a dick. Like every time, oh, you're trash, shut the fuck up. Like god damn.
He's a dick with swag though, so yeah. I give him a pass.
That doesn't make. And this is another thing. When we got the backstory about Uhon's mom,
Yeah.
people made it seem like, yo, this totally redeems him being a dick. I'm like, no, this is
Wait,
just he
I don't know
didn't
who
have
you're.
a mom.
I don't know who you're talking
Like
to, Twale. Like the niggas you're talking to, actually have the most
I'll be on
Yeah,
credulous
I'll
wild
be
opinions.
ass
on
opinion.
I'll be
Yeah,
on
bro.
Reddit.
You gotta invite these niggas to the stream and Discord, but you gotta like read some gospel to them, bro.
Because honestly, like people are sitting there like, oh, this is character development for Uhon.
It's
How?
not character
His like
mischaracterization. Like they're just even if
it's
that wasn't
like
true.
Well,
his
it's
mom died in childbirth.
it's true,
That's why
but
he's
we
a
don't
dick.
really know like point of it. Like, how does it affect them?
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
So it's not.
does he
I
does
don't think it will
Uhon
be
even know
touched
that
on
his
again. To be
mom died
honest.
in childbirth? Like,
I think it'll be touched on again. You're crazy.
What'd you say?
Will you touched on again?
I mean, I don't think it's a rumor. I don't know if it could be just like a
Just talking
full.
about that plot point. Like, someone's gonna mention it or
Yeah,
something.
but I don't think it's gonna have like a
mm,
major impact on Osin and Ohan's relationship.
what? It is.
I
It
don't think,
definitely is.
I
Because
don't think Osin
Shin is
hates
gonna
him or
blurt that shit
anything.
out at the war. Like Shin is literally gonna be blurt that shit out after the war. Like,
And Osin will just freaking brush it aside because he's
Think by
meaningless to
like
him.
major impact, 'cause I don't think like anything came out of it. Like, I don't think any of that happened, and I think Olsen loves his
Yeah,
son and all that stuff.
yeah, like you could just like Shin will blurt it out and like either Ohan or Osin will just brush it aside like that's just some nonsensical rumor made by some soldiers. Like I don't think.
I don't know if they're just gonna brush it aside and then
I was
they'll
about to
never
say,
mention
like,
it
are
again.
you
I
are
don't
you
know if it's
crazy?
like
Uhon,
gonna handle like that. Like, it's taking it too far.
What do you
if
mean?
Shin
Like
happens to slip up and be like, yo, he's not your son or that's not your dad,
Like, they're gonna
that's
delve
just
deeper
gonna
into it, and it's gonna be important somehow.
I don't
like
know.
that's gonna.
It
I
wasn't brought up for no reason.
I mean I feel like we
I
just
mean, I
like
hope not.
I just think it was brought up to like give us a scare or some shit like that. I don't think it really has big impact on the story or
I think
Osin
it's
and
gonna
all.
be brought up to segue us into Osen and Ohan's relationship.
I mean, if it was brought up for no reason,
I mean,
fucking
it
a
was
waste of 2 chapters.
there is a reason
It's
because
basically just an excuse to delve deeper into Osen
yeah,
and Ohan's
they
relationship.
like probably Ohan heard it and he probably thinks that's the reason, but then Osin will tell him it's not. I'm just saying that I don't think Osin at all thinks that he hates his son or some shit like that due to him killing his mom. That's my point. And I don't think he
It's just
thinks
So,
lost.
that, and I don't think he thinks Ohan isn't his son either. Like that's also another thing I think is false.
so then, what do you think it is? Like if he feels so outcast and he's been shunned so much,
I just think it's
like
tough
what?
love, bro. Like have different parenting skills. Like he's Ohan.
I think he's doing it on purpose because remember how we told you that Shin being like put into that like really bad situation is what made him so strong because
Yeah,
that's like a key part of who he is. Like, it's the same for Ohan.
yeah. I feel like Osin is just like he plans everything right. As soon as the nigga was born, right? He planned how he's gonna raise him and how he's gonna make him the next great like leader or some shit like that. So it's all part of Osin's plan. I don't think it has anything to do with him hating his son or anything like that. He just wants to make him the best, bro.
So like I was saying earlier, this nigga Uhon's just a spoiled little salty bitch.
I mean, he has a right to be like salty. His dad doesn't fucking talk to him, dude. But yeah,
Nigga, I got more important shit to worry about than fucking making you happy. Like, get the fuck out of here, Uhon.
like not even
You
a
not
high,
nigga, bro.
bro.
I fucks with Uhon, but I swear to God, sometimes he just comes off as a fucking spoiled little bitch. Sometimes, like,
I mean, that's true. That's part of who he like. He has this portrayal as being a
Part of who
spoiled
he
little
is.
bitch. Yeah. I
but
mean, he
yeah,
doesn't
but
deny it
still,
either.
he doesn't
Yeah.
have to be that way.
But then he,
Moten is nothing like that. Moten's a chill ass dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just
He definitely doesn't have to be that way.
he's
of
just
course,
as
yeah.
much of a noble as Uhon is, but he's nowhere near. Like,
That,
he's not even like
that's his
yo.
flaw, though. That's Ohan's flaw. That he's a bit like a little cocky little asshole to people.
It's portrayed to be like one of the two like ways you develop if you're like in that
They
situation.
even mentioned that
Like,
like you're either carefree
yeah,
or
if
you're
you're
like
in that
uptight and
situation, you
shit.
either become like carefree or like
Yeah,
Ohan.
yeah. They both like got neglected, not neglected, but like they have amazing parents. They have to like the pressure of them being the next heirs. They handle it differently. Yeah, what do you guys think of like we touched on it a bit? Like, what do you guys think of Osin thinking Ohan won't awaken? You were saying earlier
Uh,
about he thinks Ohan isn't that good of a leader.
I thought he's not that good of a leader. It's just
He's less than better,
his
like less than
that
Shin.
speech and it like working out like that wasn't like 100%, I guess.
Yeah,
Shin's been doing this like his whole career. Like he's always like giving the speech and like riled up his troops. So it was just like another speech for him.
Yeah.
I was about to say like
weird because I'm like, why did you guys like try the speech out like way earlier into the war?
Because
like, how many days,
it's like it's more like instinctual for Shin. Like if you really like go back and like look at Kingdom,
you have to, like,
these
kind of
niggas they awaken every fucking war. Like every arc that they're in, the High Shin unit awakens or taps into a power that they didn't before. You know what I'm saying? But this was the first time that it was actually highlighted that it was something they needed to do. Like when Shin fought against Kesha, that was an awakening. You know what I'm saying? The second he started talking about Oki and look at my back, the High Shin unit awakened.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but this was like one of the, like I said, this is the first time that they highlighted it like for like the individual men. You know what I'm saying? It's usually been about Shin awakening to the next step, like when he fought Renko and shit like that. But this is the first time it was like, nigga, we need Bihei to fucking step up. You know what I'm saying? Like we need fucking, what's the little kid that's with Bihei? I can't remember his name, but we need this little nigga to step the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you look at what Shin has done, everybody that's been anywhere about in Quinn with the award ceremonies knows this little nigga gets shit done. You know what I'm saying? But with Uhon, it's like, Uhon's not really a vocal nigga. Like he leads from the front, and if he can't really do it in battle, it's harder for him to like talk his way to hyping his men up.
That's true. I agree with what you said.
Pretty much what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and
like even then Remy said it was like not a matter of who's better or worse or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though that's how.
That's what I think. I thought that's what was Osen responded with. Like it's not a matter about who's better or worse. I don't.
Osen's boy was like trying to egg shit up. Like yo, he's better than.
Oh shit.
He's better than Homesama. I was like, oh no, don't do that.
Didn't he think Gohan was better at first? Like he was like shocked that he thought Shin was better. Like
like
you think Shin is better? Like goddamn.
Like, but then it's not about, and he got cleared up. It's not about being better or worse. Just like
it was
it's
like
the way they're brought it up.
Because he was like, I can't remember his name, but he was like, so in Europe the High Shin unit is better, and then the other dude, Denmi or whatever.
Denrimi.
Denrimi. He was like, nigga, shut up, stop talking. Like you
You're being reckless right now, dude.
I'm telling you, after this war, Shin is gonna take Mako's spot.
I don't think Shin is gonna work with. I don't think Shin's gonna work with Ohan. I mean Osen. Shin gonna be like his own nigga.
I mean, once you become a general, you basically are your own. You know what I'm saying? But like when Shin goes out into battlefields, he's gonna need like put it like this, right? It'll be a waste of resources to send Shin to a battlefield that somebody like Jokin. What was the dude we was talking about earlier? Like Duman. Like it would be a waste to send Shin to a battle where like he can handle that by himself. You know what I'm saying? But in a battle like this where Osen is gonna be the commander and he's gonna need fucking people under him, I can definitely see Shin being like one of his fucking vice generals or one of his like wing commanders and shit.
Nah, it happens to be in the same arc, yeah, but I don't think like he'll go under Osen permanently.
Yeah, like
no, not permanently, but like for the next couple of wars, he will be that.
Thing is, I don't think Osen's gonna be in the next couple of wars. Like I think they're gonna like show off like Mobu or Toe or something.
Nah, well, it depends on if we stick with Zhao, because if he takes Gil like we think he's gonna take Gil, then he's gonna remain the commander. I don't see.
I don't think they're gonna keep attacking Zhao. Honestly, I think like Hara's gonna show us like different generals.
So where would we go?
Either Wei or Han.
Like, after this, Wei or Han. Okay.
Maybe Chu if Chu like tries to start some shit.
Like who does Han even like think?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like Hara's world building is kind of lacking, bro. We don't know anything about these niggas. It's kind of hard to incorporate them. What?
I mean, we didn't know anybody. We didn't know anybody but.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Fucking Roboku, Kane, and Fusei. Like everybody else in this battle is relatively new to the arc. Like Banaji, Gyoun, Chogaryu, Shiba Show came out of fucking nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how Hara does the shit. Nobody's ever known until they're on the battle.
Yeah, it's a give and take.
A lot of the times it's because Shin, he's a dumbass and he doesn't do his research and we like have it from his point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too, but still, like, nah, like, I mean, yeah, that is most of the time, but like, Ordo does his research and it was like, nigga, this nigga Shiba Show just doesn't move Like, you know what I'm saying? Kisui just stayed indoors in his area. Um, was it where the fuck has SSJ been this whole time? Where's Benaji been this whole time? Like, it just seems to me like the states don't never, like, it's not like each state is just sending out a roll call of all their generals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only ever meet these niggas unless they're like great generals or you meet them on the battlefield. And that's usually how most of them end up losing, is because they've never heard of the person that they just fought.
Yeah, you guys want to talk about like the most recent chapters now? Because like I have to leave soon.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about it next. I was like, what do you guys like? I personally like Gyon retreating. At first, I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, sure.
I'm reactionary sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Even though they're awakened, you're Gyon, bro. Fuck them up. But then I realized, nah, bro, that's stupid. He retreated, regrouped,
Yeah,
like
why would we fight you? Like, well, is at an all-time high. We're just gonna run away, wait until it runs out, and then we're gonna fight you after.
Yeah, also you can move if you want, but like you're gonna fucking clap these kids the next day, and which they did. And then in the event of doing that, like what do you guys think of Gyon's like prison trap, and then like the Gyon versus Ohan fight at the end?
Honestly, I'm
special about it. Like they're like the secret Goku technique, and it's like
that shit was fire, dude. What are you talking about? Man, like,
I mean, what did they do? They just
the loose even like
surrounded
or something, and I'm like,
yeah, they surrounded Ohan. Yeah, that's about it.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
but those dudes are insanely strong. The 10 spears, bro, crazy dudes.
I get that, but like, what was the technique? Surround Uhon and all jump him? Like, I don't get why it had a special name if all they did was surround.
They're like, them being in there and them being strong made the noose like get even tighter. Like it's even harder to get out now. And I'm like, what changed? Like what happened?
Like what, I didn't get it. And honestly, I didn't like the fact that he had to jump Uhon. Like he had to jump Nick.
I liked it.
I don't think he's not a guy that cares about pride and shit. He wants to get the job done. And
I get that, but like, why is it that the niggas on Zao can't do anything without Roboku holding their hand?
I mean, Roboku didn't.
If you really think about it, in this entire arc, nobody from Zao has done anything other than Roboku. Roboku took out Mako. Roboku gave them the weakness for Akko. Roboku is the one that told them to go after Uhon.
They've done stuff, they've just failed.
Oh, the thing is right. Like, you can say Roboku told him to go after Ohan, but then Chogaryu and Gyon themselves said we thought about the same things that they were gonna do anyway.
So yeah, but I think that they was gonna go after. I think they was gonna go after Shin.
I feel like it was like those guys are like ESP, my guy. Like they think, like every time they like think about the same thing at the same time. But yeah, like, it wasn't.
Smarter.
It wasn't explicitly stated.
Chogaryu the god thought about it like Yon couldn't.
That's a fucking trip would say, bro.
Because like honestly, when Chogaryu said that, he was like, "We thought of something similar." I thought that they was gonna attack Shin.
No, like
they was gonna jump. They was gonna gang up on Shin, not Uhon. But they had like the similar thought of ganging up on one of them to like stop both of them.
What was more impressive than the Raikugu was the way Gyon was able to get to Ohan without him noticing. That shit was like they did a bunch of baits and switches to get Gyon unseen. I like that more.
I don't know. It just seemed like
that was Roboku's plan. It seemed like
They haven't like none of them have.
I didn't hear you guys said.
Killed anybody? None of them have like really done anything without hand holding from Roboku.
I mean, you can get help in doing something, and then you doing what you did with the help can still be impressive.
Yeah. They just got guided in the right direction.
I get that, but like if you think about it in like the totality, what have they actually done? They injured Akko.
They got Akko at the fucking game, dude. He's gone.
Like literally their achievements.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
I think he's talking about achievements.
On their feet, or just the achievements, like with the results.
I'm talking about the results of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes,
they crazy, but like you can't just like only consider results.
They've done more than Ohan and what's his name? Shin. They took out Akko, but then they took out Gakui. And Akko was way more important. And they couldn't even kill Gakui's army yet, which was part of the plan, so they got lost the trade.
if we talk about like Mobu versus Kami, you're like Kami didn't do anything. He's not strong. The fuck.
I mean, on the like the totality of it, yeah, like Chu was fucking a disappointment in the coalition
I
war.
just mean just as a fighter.
Oh well, I guess I mean, nah, he and Mobile dueling, like that was his job. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have like a real opportunity to like gain achievements on the battlefield. That was like how many days did Kame actually participate?
I mean, every
you know
day.
Like the
every
like,
day.
That's what I'm saying. He was only like actually fighting for that day he fought Mobile. Like every other day was when Boku and then Karin took over when he died. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
it was attrition.
Now generals have like took advantage of opportunities. It's just the kin were that good.
Yeah.
The same for the Kanda situation. Like Mobu was just that good.
They could have killed Akko. They probably could have killed Ohan now, but then they got this. It's not like they failed like in a flaw in their own skill or something like that. The other people just slipped out of their fingers, dude. Like Ohan is on the ground, like twitching, bro.
Yo himself admitted that they started taking it easy when they took out Akko. You know what I'm saying? That's a flaw on your thing for being overconfident and not spanking Shin them before they awaken. They had like 3 days to do it before they actually awakened.
It's not like for no reason though. It's because the Eiko army, they were like really high in morale and they were like fucking so OP. They were stronger than the Haishin unit and the Gyokuho. So they were just like, let's just wait out this morale because it's not gonna last forever.
Yeah, and that presence of time on their side. Like Osu didn't even move yet, and these guys are about to starve to death. So like, why rush anything? Which is like the right approach to have. You're in your home soil. You got these niggas trapped. Like, don't do anything reckless.
Okay, what about Kisui? What the fuck has he done?
I don't know, dude.
I'm talking about Zal.
Like Zal he doesn't even have feats, my guy. He just fighting L's, bro.
Like if it wasn't for Boku,
yeah, this man realized half a second too late what's happening and the wave is turning.
Think about it like this, right? What was the Akko and what was they gonna do against Akko's formation if Raboku didn't come down there and give them?
Nah, I personally think they would have figured it out in like given time, but that's neither here or there.
I guess not.
I mean, like if you have like Rag, I mean they were just like attacking them like with a defensive mission. I guess Gaku and his army would have got completely blown apart before they figured it out.
Reckons and overall, like Eiko would hold them off, then they would kill Gaku, and then Eiko being there plus Gaku dying, and like them all being there, they would lose.
But then, depends how long it would take. Like, yeah, it was stated that like it was the inclusion of Raboku. Yeah, they would not have fucking figured it out themselves, which kind of sucks. You got Shogaryu there. RSJ's best student, Gyoen, can't figure a fucking basic ass trap. What's going on here, boys?
Hey, basic, man. I don't know. Like that's the word I'd use to describe like conquer strategies, but like, strategies, like
it's fucking
too far.
Too far, dude. It's two rolls, fucking up 3 Great Heaven type niggas. But yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I need to go get ready for work and shit.
All right, bro. Thanks for coming. Jonkins and Twale, the dreadhead. Thanks to anyone that joined. I really appreciate it. I was gonna stream tomorrow, but then we did it now, so there's no point. And I'll try to fucking keep it consistent, like do like every 2 weeks. I can't really do it. Like Kingdom is not a thing that you can like talk about a lot. I mean, there is some chapters that you can talk about a lot, but some chapters that there's not much to talk about. So it's kind of like whenever the chapter that you could talk about a lot, I'll just stack them up and do it like a discussion on them if these two are available. Or anyone else that wants to join. You guys are free to join. Just do it whenever. Yeah, I'm gonna put a link to the Discord on the chat right now. If you guys are not joined, it's not my Discord, it's the Kingdom Community Discord. If you guys haven't joined, just join. And thanks for hope you guys enjoyed it. We kinda like fucking dragged on some nonsensical arguments here and there, but that's Kingdom for you. Alright, bro. Peace.
Later.
You got something to say, Twale, like the end or you're good?
Nah, I'm good. Y'all have a good time. Like the stream.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I'm gonna link Twale's YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel. He hasn't been uploading videos, but he has it. And Jonkins' channel. Jonkins is like a video game. He's trash at video games. So I wouldn't really recommend you watching it. But I'll still link it in. I carry him every time. I'll still link it in the fucking description. Alright, bro. Peace. That's about it.